All right, then. Looks like we're live. Perfect.
Yep.
What's going on, guys? Commodore Laz here today, bringing to you the very first ever Kingdom discussion on the channel. And today I'm joined by my buddy Dustan Reacts. We're here to talk about chapter 516 of that Kingdom greatness. What's up, bro?
What's good, bro? How y'all doing?
Not much, man. Listen, I think going forward we're gonna start doing these in the afternoon because I feel like these morning streams they might be killer for the both of us.
Yeah, and there's just other people trying to get everybody on at the same time. Trying to make sure everybody on the same schedule is kind of hard, but we'll figure it out.
Yeah, definitely. Like, oh man, like we got so much to talk about when it comes to Kingdom right now.
Want to start?
I think, well, first off, I think we should get our ratings all the way for the chapter, like how we felt about it, and then kind of dive into the meat of things. Because I feel like with Kingdom, like there's a structure now. We can kind of like, we can start from the beginning all the way to the middle to the end, where it's like One Piece is another series. Like there's like little bits and stuff you would have to go into the other like parts of the chapter to kind of discuss about. Where like Kingdom has got a structure. Like we can go from bottom to top or top to bottom. Like
the way it's ordered.
Yeah.
I don't know. So the what I would rate that chapter, man, I'll probably give it a 9 just because of the ending. Because ending I've been waiting to see. Like that moment is something I've been personally waiting. I think everybody in Kingdom has been waiting to happen for such a long time. So it was probably an 8. Because I don't think Kingdom goes below an 8 really, but it was a 9 once I got that last page. I was like, oh yeah, this chapter was 5.
That's the thing too, man. It's like I had it going as an 8 the entire chapter until we got to the whole thing with like the provisions and stuff, and like where Riboku started realizing like, hold up, like we have 9 cities worth of people inside here, and like I was doing like some like research too, like on what Granary was, and that's like a storehouse for like grains and like field like wheats and all that kind of stuff. And I'm thinking like, they've opened up now 6 of those, and all that shit's like disappearing. Right, I think it's going way more to Osen's plan than like we originally thought. Like they're like everything's being taken out, and I wouldn't be surprised if it's like this shit could end within like a day or two. Like because they said like by the time we take Gyou, it's gonna take us what 2 to 3 years to try and claim Kantan.
I wonder why is that though? Why do everybody keep saying that? Because remember back in Sai when Riboku he was like, all right, once we take Sai, then we're just gonna go and take I think Kanyo. Like he said, like that was just like that was it. And then once they take Kanyu, Quinn was over. So I don't see how that would take longer for them to go take Canton when basically all the last line of defense is going to be at Gyou. And all they got to do is worry about the king's like 5,000 personal army of men.
Right.
So I don't. Everybody, but you're not the only one. Everybody keeps saying 2 to 3 years. Like everybody keeps saying it.
I remember, I think it was Shoei-kun and Issei. They're the ones who said it too. Like they mentioned like if we were to go on and like do. Like what we were like the original plan before Shoei-kun brought his plan in, it would have taken 10 years to conquer Zhao. Remember, the plan's only 15 years. So like they would need 5 more years afterwards only to be able to conquer the rest of the other states, which would take way like that's not enough time at all. Like especially if we gotta go fight Chu, which I think is gonna be the longest. I wouldn't be surprised if like that campaign's gonna be like 5 years or something, just because of how much land it has. Like
I think that you said I remember that because they said because Riboku was building up all them defenses around Zhao, and they said if he keeps doing that, it's going to take 10 years. It's going to be a stalemate. But if we do his plan now, it can take 2 to 3 years. I do remember you saying that. I do remember him saying that. But I don't know, man. That chapter with the fact that we just got that Osen and Kanki conversation, even though it wasn't that much, but just to see Kanki and Osen side by side, exchanging a few words, and both of them like just showing ultimate respect towards each other in that little small conversation that they had. Like, Kanki complimenting Osen, and then Osen is like, "I leave this in your hands." Like he said it again, like I leave Gyou in your hands, and I'm gonna go strike first. It was just like, what is he about to do? Like, I think he's going to Canton personally. Some people say he's going to help your town with, but I think he's going to Canton. I don't know what he's gonna do. If he's leaving Gyou, where is he going?
I know, like. Well, first I'll give my rating out of the way of the chapter. I have to give it a 9 though, at the very least. Like the ending definitely is well worth giving it a 9 out of 10. But the whole thing though, man, with like, because I was looking back at the chapter and I saw like the panel where it showed like even though they get to Gyou, there's the encirclement and stuff. And I'm only thinking in my head like, okay, let's say like Osen makes it to Kantan, right? And the people they back up because like to me it's like a chess game, right? The minute you take the king piece, the game is over. So say Osen's able to sneak up in Kantan and is able to get Tojo, for example, hold him hostage or whatever, right? Everyone's gonna say screw you. We need to go protect the king because the king's taken down. Like everything belongs afterwards to this guy and the rest of Quinn. So it's not so easy for them to kind of just like, just kind of like say like, okay, we're gonna stay with you the entire time, especially like because if Hulkin and all those guys are there, then it makes me wonder. It's like I don't know, like especially if my boy Gakujo's still around, man, and he's there too, bro. Like because I think Tojo doesn't care about putting in those big guys and leaving him there in Gyou because his safety is what matters most, more than like the second biggest city in all Zhao. Even though it's considered the most heavenly, I think it's what the heavenly protected city compared to all the other ones in the other states. Like, but even then, it's just like I don't know, bro. Like, because I feel like Tojo's gotta be like he has to be keeping like all his monsters there to protect him, like which makes the most sense. You want to protect your people, but like and then like let's say everything else is taken away and Kantan is all that's left, right? Mm-hmm. I don't think he's gonna try something like he's gonna spread them all out and try to like take out everyone, like to spread them all backwards and stuff. There's no way.
I just don't know. I don't know. It just seems like because I just found out that we're actually because we was like I had another stream we were discussing like what was the name of the arc, and this arc is titled the Western Zhao Invasion arc.
Yeah.
And then we're actually after last chapter we're 20 chapters in because the arc officially started on 496. Right. So we're like 1/5 of the coalition arc right now. We're to say this was gonna go 100 chapters, and in 20 chapters we already got like Riboku on the back foot like so hard. He hasn't like even hinted at what he's gonna do to counter it. He's like shook about it, and Ocean is just seemed like he's already 10 steps ahead. We think that's why I knew everybody was saying that he was just gonna take the cities and like hold them hostage. But I was like, that's too simple. I think Ocean, with the thing with Ocean, the way his character is shown, it seems like he always got layers upon layers upon layers to what his plan is and what he's trying to do. It's like it's not just one set thing. Like you can see even with the coalition army where he did the Ordo, ended up was the true goal was to end up to come to able to defend Kaneko Pass. Mm-hmm. So with him doing this and we thinking, okay, he's just trying to starve out Gyou, and then at the end he's saying he got like something else that he has to go do. It's like it just seems like that this is not because in Kingdom we got we're used to a traditional type of warfare. Like in this whole 20 chapters so far, there's nothing been traditional about this war. Like there's no people lining up every morning going and we just attacking flanks or moving forward. Everything is so different. We haven't really got any fights. Everything's kind of been off screen, and we just been keep moving and moving and moving. And it's like nobody knows. Even though we kind of know what Ocean's plan is now, it's like okay, we finally been teased for like the past 5 or 6 chapters about this Gyou plan, and then now that we finally know what he's doing, he's got a whole nother plan that we like. What is he doing now? It's like what's going on?
I was just to read something in the chat real quick. Corpop came through. Mr. Korokane, what's good, bro? Osen's going to have someone kill Kosen Ryu before Riboku shows up. Kill him, and then 90,000 will retreat. See, let's say like, because I think it'd be a crazy twist though. Let's say Osen's actually going to go and take out Kosen Ryu to help out Yotanwa. He shows up, and Yotanwa already has Kosen Ryu's head.
Yeah, that's possible.
And she takes those 90,000 for herself. And to go in straight forward here to Gyou, or to go and regroup with Osen to go to Kantan. So you just took all those 90,000 that are there, and it's just like you're gonna plus the 100,000 that Osen has. Because I believe he gave 50,000 to Yotanwa, 50,000 to Kanki, and he kept 100,000 for himself.
Yeah, I think. See, the reason I think Yotanwa's army could like obliterate Kansuraru's army, but Osen told him to their orders is to stall him. Because remember, Kansuraru said that when we don't do anything, they just stand there, and as soon as we try to attack them, they start fighting like they're savage beasts or whatever. And I think their plan right now is just to stall him. But if Osen gave the order for them to try to wipe him out, I think they could do that no problem. But I think they just trying to hold them off so that they so Gyou doesn't get any reinforcements coming from Quinn's back. So I don't know. Eventually Yusama's gonna have to beat them so she can come join up later.
Yeah.
I just don't know when. I don't know if Osen gave her that order. Cause remember when he said something about tell Yutama to keep pace or keep something? That was like chapter 515 or something. So I don't know if that was like the order to go ahead and engage in a real attack with the Kansura army or what. But it's just so many unknowns, and you don't even know how long this arc is gonna even last. Because how long was Kakyo Hills? Like 66 chapters, 70 chapters?
It started off, I believe, remember chapter 435 or 30. No, 444. Because I remember like the chapter before was a whole thing with Karen speaking with Rain and like and Renpa and stuff, and then started the next chapter because Okigiku came in after and bring the orders and stuff to go meet with Kanki. So it was from there up until I think the 480s, and then that started off the little arc afterwards with Saitaku and stuff, and then the King of Ki. But like, I want to see this being coalition like long, like 100 chapters, but I feel like the second we take Gyou, I think there's gonna be like 20, like 25 chapters maybe. Like I don't know, like how long you can. Then it's like, but then it bothers me because then it's like you still have Hulken, you still have like Shiba Show, like because if you take out Zhao, people are gonna have to die. So like, are you gonna dedicate chapters where everyone's just gonna die? Like one chapter per person. Like Hulken deserves at least 5 chapters of fight with Shin, considering like even though I want to see Kyokai beat him because it's like her destined opponent, like the Bushin stuff. But like the history is too deep for Shin. There's no way Hara's not gonna let him get the kill.
Then he got Ogi's blade. He got Ogi. He used Ogi's blade. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I don't know. It's like you're right. They got so many. You got Hulken. He got to come. Riboku. You can't just see Riboku just taking the L all the way like this. Like he got to have some resistance, some counter. And then Shin and Moten and Ohan and Ten and Kayuka, they all got to get spotlight. Because right now, it's just looking like the Osen show.
Yeah.
Like Osen is just in control of everything, and it looked like he just gonna have an overwhelming victory. Which usually that's how he kind of pretty much wins his fights. Mm-hmm. But it just, I don't know. It got to be some kind of controversy in order for this, because it just seeming too easy right now. Like even though it's not, it's still just seeming like Osen is just too far ahead of the game.
Yeah, it's like I don't throw disrespect or shade to Riboku either, because it's like I recognize he is great, but he is super underestimating like his opposition, and it's like again when they said when Koshu said it was, we recognized Osen to be on the level of the 6th grade generals just on intellect.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm sorry, dude, but like the second you say that shit right there, and we start looking at the 3 Great Heavens who are on that same tier, we start looking at the 5 Dragons Away, who were on that same tier one time, and especially Gaku Ki, the guy that literally like one dude on his own is on that level. Like, bro, like Osen, like you can't underestimate the guy. He has to have tricks that like even like the mangaka probably won't even think of unless like going like deep into like the histories and like whatever stuff they can think of. But like, and that's what I love about it. It's like we can't figure out what like the way to like Kyoka explained the whole thing with the locusts and stuff. It seems like something easy, but not really. You'd have to really like go into like the like reaching territory to figure something like that out.
Yeah. And it's and then she just pops up and figure it out. And then I hear some people saying that they think that this war can end in a draw. But I don't really see how, because if Quinn doesn't successfully take Gyou, then they lost.
Yeah, exactly.
Even if they escape somehow and get back to Quinn, that's not a draw. That's a loss. Because they went all the way into Zhao's territory to take over, and they didn't do it. So, like when Ordo had to go back to defend his 2 cities in Yan, that was a loss for him.
Yeah,
he lost because he had to stop what he was doing and go and give up all the things he gained and go back. So I don't think this war can end in no draw, or any war can really end in a draw. Really,
yeah.
This is either Quinn wins or Zhao wins. Like and Quinn is going to get surrounded. Are they surrounded now, or is Yantua holding off their 90,000 and stopping them from being surrounded?
I think they're still, even then, like they're still surrounded, like, even while they're attacking. Because I remember from like the map and stuff, the way they were explaining it, all the people are surrounding them from Kantan to Gyou and then to where the Yellow River is, because they're literally like their backs are pressed towards like the Yellow River. So like, unless they have boats there to escape or something, but like, and I remember seeing something crazy. I think it was like a Cosmo in my chat. My comment section from the reaction I did for the recent this chapter for Kingdom. He said like, what would be crazy if say Shoei-kun figures out whatever the plan is Osen has, because like with the mindset of like, for example, like say like to trick your enemies, you gotta trick your allies. So it's something Shoei, because remember like the request that Osen said like I have one request, and let's say like he never specifically told what it is to him, but it's something that you really gotta think about. What do you think my request would have been? If you figure out this plan, roll up in here and try and like take out Retsubi to start bringing a supply line for us. And then as soon as whatever Yotama does with Kosen Ryu opens up the line and stuff, they can push on over to Gyou to help out the rest of the guys. And once they secure Gyou, supply lines start coming in. That way they can hold a territory. So then all it is going from Gyou to Kantan. And they don't have to worry about supplies, because regardless, those supplies are going to be gone at Gyou if the people are still there, unless Tojo gets rid of them. But if they're still there, there's a very good chance that like those supply lines, if possible, they come in. That's going to be able to save Quinn and raise their chances of possibly taking over Zhao afterwards.
Yeah, and that seemed like that would seem like something Osen would do because Osen always plans for everything, even his opposition, like coming back and doing something to change the tides. Like that still is within his plan that he's making, and ultimately he's still in control. Because he even said, "I got to go do something before Riboku frees Gyou from his predicament." Like he even knows that Riboku's capable of saving Gyou from this situation, so he wasn't pinning all his hopes on this situation right here. He's like, "No, this is just part." Like he's kind of like what Karen did in Coalition War. She had all them different parts, even though they were just distractions. It was just how Osen got everything layered set up so he can make sure he got the victory. To me, the war is already won because once they keep saying Osen doesn't fight battles, he doesn't win. I mean, he doesn't win. So to me, the war is already won. It's just how it's going to happen and what way it's going to happen. And hopefully Kanki can make it out without dying. Because if Kanki doesn't die, then him and Osen going to be great generals already. That's going to be their rank once they come back.
Oh, definitely. There's no way. Like even if Conky were to do some fucking savagery shit, like he makes some art display of all those people and stuff, or whatever, like he did back at the hills. Even then, like there's no way Sei can ever say, okay, you're not going to become a great general because of that. Like even then too, like I'm thinking like with Shin, like if he were to take down like got someone like Hoken or whatever, okay, general status has to happen at the end of this arc. He has to do something that's going to earn that mark. But say he were to take out Riboku and a Hoken or whatever, right? I'm thinking like, is that enough to be a great general?
Now I agree with remember because OV said that I agree with him. Is that Shin has to? He can't just skip. If you can't skip 5,000 man commander and go straight to general, then you shouldn't be allowed to skip general and go straight to great general because great general you got so many people under your control. Like I think general you got 50,000. But great general, you got like what 200,000 soldiers you can command. Yeah. And if they do this, the Quinn 6, man. But you know what else I was thinking? Remember, Sei told Shin that if he becomes general in 5 years, he would send him out on his. He would be like the general of his first campaign.
Yeah.
What does he mean by isn't this like a campaign that we're in right now?
It is, but it's almost like, you know how like Osen right now, he's like the leader and shit. Like he can run his own thing, right? It's like almost, I guess, something similar to that, where like, you know how like perfect example, freaking, because right now, like, you know how we have like Osen, we have Kanki and Yotamwa, right? You know how obviously we know Kanki is, Osen's like the main guy, like the commander and stuff, and then the other two are like the second and third. He'll probably be something along those lines going into like campaign. So like he'll still be of high command going into like his other campaigns and stuff, but like I don't know, man. Like
I would love to see a Shin, Moten, and Ohan type campaign with like, you know, similar to Yotamwa, Osen, and Kanki. I'd love to see like them three. But what, you know what I'm saying? What would they be able to take though? Because it seems like once we got Zhao, then all we got left was what, Chu, Han, Yan.
Yeah. And I don't see Quinn taking all of them out one by one. Other states are going to be taking other states, and I was going to say this for the video, but like I'll still do it anyways. But I do think the next fight's going to be Chu and Han, and I don't care if this sounds like a reach or not, because I really do think, based on what we see in the story, it could potentially happen. But I think Kuyoku, based on the fact that Kame's dead, they need to replace someone as a great general. I still do feel like he has some relation, okay, to Koen and to Koretsu, but not as a grandson, but as an uncle. Because we know that Koretsu can never able to like sire a child, right? And we know that he has that brother. So if the brother is somehow the father to Koen, which makes Koyoku the grandson of the nutjob king's brother, right? I'm thinking because he has ties to royalty and all of that, there's a chance we could see Kuyoku take the position as a great general in the campaign against Han.
Yeah, and they always say because they always be saying like to become a general or a great general in Chu is more difficult than the other states because it's so large. So it is possible. I can see him making a crazy jump like that, and then kind of shitting on Shin and them because they just only generals, and he's been like promoted to great general because of circumstances. But I still want to see this Koen dude because we haven't. He's the number one general in Chu, right?
Yeah, it's just like he's the great tiger of Chu, and it's just like he's their number one.
Yeah, and everybody say his name with respect. Like even Karen, like when they mention him, they kind of like you know, they say his title and everything like with respect, like he's like earned his #1 position. And you know, we haven't seen nobody really talk about him. Like Riboku hasn't mentioned him. Like nobody, like you know, in depth and detail. So like, I really want to see what he's capable of and what he can do. And you know, because if Osen takes down Riboku, Osen is the new Riboku of Kingdom.
Exactly. Yeah, that's definitely like he's already pulling some insane shit right now that we're not like. Again, like the best example is like he was able to figure out like like the whole like supply line, like how to trick them with the supply line before he was even given the position of goddamn commander.
Yeah, he had the whole fake supply line months ahead. Like this dude is be planning, man. Like they got Shoiken in them for a year.
Yeah,
exhausted over tabletops, and Ocean's already making. He don't even know what their plan is going to be, but he's already creating fake. He ain't waiting. He's already creating fake supply lines to fool Zhao for like this whole time. Like Riboku should have known from right then that Ocean is not to be messed with. He should have known from right then when he found out he made a fake supply line. He should already knew.
Yeah. I'm going back to also the whole thing with Shoeiku and stuff. Like, because you remember, because this is the thing, the only gripe that I would give that chapter. Remember the one where Sei was like, how he confronted like Riboku. He was like, oh, like like go tell your king and all this and that. Like he was going off on him in that speech. And then the next chapter, how we got that thing with Riboku saying like, oh, who's gonna take my head? Any of the generals and shit. That chapter could have been one of my favorite chapters ever in Kingdom. Had Shoei-kun stepped in and said, none of those guys are going to claim your head. It's going to be me. But I think he's going to say that line if he does show up. And Riboku was not expecting that. He's like, the one who will claim your head's going to be me as he's standing face to him on the battlefield.
Riboku and Shoken would be hyped because I think they both tactical geniuses.
Yeah.
And they both can fight. Like, we haven't seen Riboku fight except for that little skirmish with Shin. But we know he can fight because we've seen his scars and all that. And, But I just don't know because Shogun is different. It seems like, I guess they can fight, but they just choose not to as long as they can. Like if it's forced to, like when Shogun had to go help Sei, if they're forced to go fight, they will. But they try to control things from behind the scenes and win through their strategy first. And then if they have to use their martial might, they will. So I mean, Shogun can take to the battlefield just like Riboku can. Because Riboku's a chancellor, right?
Riboku right now, no, he's still. I think he still retained his position as the prime minister. Like he was stripped of it before, but I think he kept it after.
But he still controlled the army, and he still goes to the battlefield. Like,
he still does that. Yeah, of course.
You know what I'm saying? So, but Shoken, he doesn't do that. Shoken just stays in the hall, the king's hall.
Yeah,
all the time. He devises his plan from there. But
I
don't know. It'll take him a while to get to where Osinum is. Like, he would have to start marching, like right now. That's the only thing, because like. Are they going to do a time skip in this arc? Like, what exactly is going to happen? Like, are we going to get a little mini time skip after we take Gyou?
Well, that's the thing, because like I'm looking at like again, like the Shoei-kun's plan, but again, because it's been so changed because of Osen being in the middle of things, I wouldn't be surprised if like what we're supposed to get as a 2 to 3 year time skip before like the fight with Katan takes like a year.
Yeah,
like we get like 1 year maybe at best. Or like even 6 months, something crazy where like they prepare the supply lines, they get all these defenses in case like something goes wrong. They just backpedal afterwards. At least they don't have to worry about enemies coming in to attack them afterwards. But like, I could definitely see a 1 year maybe at best if they conquer Gyou and like they have those supply lines to protect them afterwards.
What's the longest war we had in Kingdom, like time wise, so far?
I want to say the Sanyu arc because I think that one was like how many months now? Like it was like a month or something. Like well over a month. How long was the coalition? Coalition was like a few days, I think.
Well, I don't know because remember they was at
no. Because I remember it was 8. It was over. It had to be over 2 weeks.
Yeah.
But I remember Sanyu was like a month.
Yeah, because remember that dude got hit with the poison arrow and that didn't take effect for like 8 days. And then Sai was like 7 days. Battle at Sai was like 7 days. So I'm saying, like, all the wars in Kingdom up to this point, none of them have been like a year. So I don't know how they would if this is the war to be the first war where we have like a long-standing war. I wonder how they would handle that because we're not. I'm not pretty sure we're not gonna have chapters of them going through the years. So it's gonna be a time skip if anything if they do that because it's so fast-paced with Kingdom, even though it's like 500 plus chapters.
Yeah. Let me read something in the chat here. I saw. I'm gonna Dog Eyes right. I'm gonna laugh if Riboku gets benched and killed. Kakusho takes over as chief, and Zhao gets conquered. Both Raph and Laz get their hearts broken. Listen, I'm gonna be so salty if like we don't get nothing. Like Kakusho's not dead or nothing. We just don't see him at all in this arc. I'm gonna be so depressed because like the dude's confirmed to be alive, and if he's not showing up at all, it's just like, come on, man! You had a great general. You are at war right now. Your state's about to be taken over, and you don't show up with your man. Like, come on.
He said you and Mel get your heart broken at the same time.
Yeah, dude. Like Riboku, whatever, man. But Gakusho, nah. I can't take that. I can't take that.
Yeah, Riboku, whatever. But oh shit, I don't know, man. If that. Like, I don't know. And then how is Shiboshu, like, how is he gonna play into this arc? Are they really just gonna let him come out just for that one battle that he just stays at Seika? Like, what the fuck?
He's gotta come out. No. He's gotta come out. Who is he closer to? He's closer to Gyou, or is he closer to Kantan?
I think he's closer to, he's on the eastern side of Zhao.
Right.
He's past Zhao and Kantan. He's on the whole other side of Zhao. He can still come to the aid, but he's on the, that's why like he's not en route to Gyou, because it's none of the cities that Seika wasn't one of the cities Osen had to take to get before he went to Gyou. So he's on the other side. That's why he went and fought Ordo, because they was coming from the east. But and they was coming towards Seika, but I don't know what would get him to come out, because I mean this is just like I said, this is the Western Zhao campaign, so they really don't have to fuck with Shiboshu in order for them to take over Zhao. Yeah. Once they get Kantan, then it's over. Now it may be problems if they try to go subjugate Seika or something, but I really, man, I have no idea. This arc could end in the next 20 chapters. It could be longer than the Coalition War. Like I have no idea but this arc is fundamental for the rest of the kingdom, because this is like the first step towards unifying all of China. Yeah. Real war, because the Kaika Hills wasn't really a war. That was just like a battle.
Yeah, there's like a territorial battle thing going on.
But this is like the first real war since Sei has become king. Like this is the first real war. So this is very important as to what's gonna happen next.
Yeah, and I'm thinking too, because the whole thing with like, I think the stuff with Sei about the whole law and stuff, I think is going to come into play in this arc. Because I look at like, because what's going on with the people? Let's say Tojo ends up killing all those people, right? And say like, all the other people in the areas and stuff are like, they realize, oh, the Quinn are not that bad people. They, they let us live. They said they'll send us as refugees, but they're not going to like torture us and shit like we've heard from like the Kukyo Hills and stuff. Whatever keys we probably told people is out, because whatever happened during then, for sure the people know like how crazy Quinn is, and it just goes back to the days of Hakuki, like what he did to the people of Chohei and stuff. Like we barely people alive, but like maybe to see like what this is the generation compared to the other one, they're gonna have like all those people saying like, hey, like they're not as bad as we actually thought they are. So if we're under the regime of like Sei and stuff under Quinn, we can guarantee our lives somehow. And I was thinking too, like let's say like they were able to subjugate those people from back then before Retsubi to kind of like open up lines and stuff. That could be also a way too to get the supply lines coming in, because it's like, okay, these people can guarantee our lives. We don't got to worry about like being put to death or anything, because they'll protect us under our thing. The only thing is, I guess like whoever, like people like in Seika and stuff, that's going to be the biggest issue, because those people are still like hardcore with Zhao. They go against everything that for Tojo, but they're stuck to their beliefs. So those are going to be the toughest ones. Like those are the guys you're going to have to either execute or you're going to have to keep in prison.
I don't know. Are they hardcore with Zhao, or are they hardcore with Shiboshu? Because I think because Shiboshu, it seems like all he cares about is Seika. So I think as long as Seika isn't harmed and the citizens of Seika isn't harmed, he doesn't really care who is ruling over the whole entire country. So like, let's say Osen and them take Zhao, if they come to an agreement where Seika is not going to be messed with, or nothing's really going to change with Seika except for the banner that the state represents, and I think Shiboshu wouldn't really care unless he turns out to be Riboku's brother and he actually cares for Riboku or something, and then he actually comes to aid them in their most needed moments. But I don't really see him putting up too much resistance unless they try to take Seika by force.
That'd be crazy though if they are brothers, Riboku and Shibasho. But like I wonder like how they would be able to explain like their history and stuff. Like they would have to do it within a chapter or two to kind of explain it. But, like then it goes back to the thing with Keisha, right? It's like I forgot the promise and stuff, and that was like what, one page? We still don't even know what the hell the promise was, unless like we were to get in some stuff with Riboku, and we see like maybe a chapter 2 or 3 where like it shows like his backstory or whatever, like how he was coming up and everything, and like all the people he met, and then like say he's really to Shiba shows like how they grew up and stuff during Zhao, the time of Zhao. But I think like if we were to get something like that, I think it's whatever the confrontation between Tojo and Riboku, which I want to see so badly, man. Like that's the confrontation that has me the most hype, because we get to see like what Riboku has to deal with on an everyday basis with this nutjob king. And then getting to see like, how he treats the people, like how he treats his own military guys. Like these are guys protecting your lives, but like from what we've seen so far, like he hates Riboku. He doesn't care about anything. Like he was able to send him straight off to Quinn to go and retrieve one of his lovers. Didn't care if like he died. Like, and it's a prime minister. It's not like it's just some scrub. This is like when you're like figure people in like the offices and stuff. So like, and especially going into war too, like you're losing a big piece right there, all because you want to protect your lover. Like,
yeah, and that's what I'm saying. It just shows his character. He doesn't care about anything but what he wants. Like he doesn't care about anything. He said from the beginning of this arc, he said he don't care about nothing but his bath with them little boys. So we already know you can't count on him. He's gonna do whatever it takes to protect what he wants to protect. Regardless of how crazy that may be. He doesn't care about the country of Zhao as a whole. You know what I'm saying? So damn, it was something I wanted to ask, but I forgot. But I don't know, man. It's I just hate, man. We really need a. Oh yeah. We could get the Tojo. We're gonna get the Tojo and Riboku meeting in like the next chapter or two, because he was already about to go meet him last chapter, but then that news came in, so he has to talk to the king regardless before he goes do anything. You got to talk to the king, so we're gonna get that little meeting, and I think it's gonna go bad for Riboku because.
I think so too. Like again, I would not be surprised if like during that conversation he's like, okay, I need all these people to go to Gyou, because maybe he senses like whatever Osen's got planned right now is something beyond whatever he was estimating, and Tojo's like, screw that, man. I already sent a bird already to Gyou, and like you just see all the people being slaughtered in Gyou afterwards. They're like, screw you, we need these supplies for the army and stuff, and then it's like it's a 1v1. Like there's no handicap that kind of balances it out. Now it's looking like, okay, they don't have to worry about the people whatsoever, because Tojo sent the word in, it's like go kill them or whatever. But like, I mean, because from that conversation again, like he has to show up. My man's got to show up, bro. Like there's no other way. Like because that was the thing too. Like if you're trying to get some other people, right, there has like aside from Hoken, right, like because that's such an easy trap card to pull out. Like you have the Hoken trap card to use. Shiva shows over in the east, can't really do much. You have the guy from the deity, Kochu, I think his name is. He's like the deity of the world capital. They got him. You got a couple other guys. Kisui you have with him as well. So like, he's got some people, but I feel like he needs like someone else of like the high stature close to him. And like the only two people I can think of right now, like at the moment for him that he can use, are guys like Hoken and Gakujo. Even if whatever happened with there, like great generals are holding up 100,000 people at least minimum. You see like Karin holds like 300,000, which like that's a crazy number too. Like you would think like someone who's like your number one would carry something like that, but like I don't know, man. Like I feel like whatever we're gonna get from that confrontation, it's gonna lead to either the people of Gyou being killed, or Riboku's gonna get some of his way. But it's like if you screw up, you're dead. Like I don't think he's gonna let him leave Gyou. Like let's go for Gyou. I think Riboku's gonna stay there, and then if they get a messenger coming back, then it's like, okay, we're putting you to death. And I think I keep saying the whole thing about the Kingslayer stuff. I would not be surprised or put it past Riboku if he goes Kingslayer, takes out Tojo. They're screwed up in the short term, but they can cover it up. They can cover it up real easy and do it and be like, okay, like, something happened. Tojo offed himself because, he wasn't ready for the situation. They can lie about it, and then they have like Riboku taking over afterwards. And whatever plan he wants, whatever he can do, he can just do it now without Tojo being in the way.
That's what I was trying to say. Like, if would have Tojo just say stuff that's so unreasonable in that meeting, just like something that's just gonna fuck over Zhao completely, and Riboku just can't stand for it. Like you said, he got Kisui with him, he got Kane with him, he got that Shundu with him, he got Fute with him, he got his army with him, and they all ride with Riboku. They loyal to Riboku over the king. So when it comes down to it, so Riboku will give the order to, man, we just gonna take them out right here in this hall, right here, right now. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know if weapons are allowed in the hall though. That may be a thing. They may like they can't bring their weapons in when they meet the king. But they may just decide, man, we just gonna take him out right now, and we just gonna take control of this whole thing, and we gonna do what we need to do because he's ridiculous. I can see that happen. I would actually want that to happen.
Yo, if that happens, bro, oh my god! Like, do you understand how hype that is, though? Because it's like, because then for like Riboku fanboys and stuff, right? They could be like, yo, like like Riboku could finally do what he wants, even though we know he's gonna die at the end. At least he can do it on his terms. On his terms, he can do it, not on some goddamn like bath freak and shit. Like, but hold on, I saw this in the chat real quick. Dog guys, have you read the Riboku one shot? That's not. I know that for a fact. That's not a history spoiler or nothing, and I've seen it. It's been a while. I have to go back and see it, but I wouldn't be surprised if like we get a retelling of that through Kane, because it's really like a Kane, like how she like met Riboku and stuff from back then. And like I wouldn't be surprised if like say Kane, something happens to Kane, like she gets killed or whatever during battle, and like it recounts like those moments from that one shot. I wouldn't be surprised if that happens. As for the other one, I have never checked it out yet, but because I heard that's massive, crazy history spoiler shit, I'm just like
the mobile one.
There's another one. I think it's right before, it's in the middle of the Fire Dragons Away arc. There was it was right before chapter 400. They have like another one shot one that's there, but that one's like crazy spoilers for history.
That's the one with mobile, right? I heard this one with mobile.
Yeah, it's something like that. I have never checked it out because like I'm trying to because apparently like it could be stuff that happens later on, but like trying to avoid that at all costs because like it's supposed to be one of the craziest ones. If they ever do a twist or something, like it's supposed to be crazy, but.
Yeah, I have to read that like when Kingdom is over.
Definitely, because like even then, it's like if you were to be spoiled and stuff, right? Like I want to see like how it goes down. Like like you get spoiled in the moment, it's one thing, but like how it works out to make sense and stuff. That's like the other thing that comes in because like you can say like like the whole thing with like Tojo being assassinated by Riboku so he can do what he wants. If you were to be spoiled on that, it's like okay, but like I want to see like how it's gonna make sense for all this to kind of work out in the way for like. It's going to work for Zhao in the end. Otherwise, it's just like, it doesn't make that much sense.
I would rather not be spoiled, but even if I did get spoiled, I wouldn't like stop reading Kingdom because I like you said, I want to see how it's going to happen. I mean, like we know he's going to unify China at the end of the series, but I still want to know how it's going to happen. Like what exactly is going to lead to that, you know what I'm saying? All the hype moments, that's the part of the story. Like most stories, you know how it's going to end, like, but you want to see how it gets to the ending.
Yeah. I don't know. There's so much. The other thing I was going to talk about too with the chapter as well with Rishonjo, the other guy that's we saw two of his people and stuff that showed up, whatever, to go talk with Riboku, and I was paying attention to the guy that has like the snake helmet on. I don't know if both of them had it on, but the one that had like he had like those markings and stuff that were coming out from his mask and stuff. I'm trying to think like because I'm the only thing I could compare it to from what we've seen so far is with those two guys that he had. I think it was Maku and someone else. And like his two deputy people. And I'm thinking to myself, like, could that guy with the snake helmet be like the right hand man to Rishonju? So like he's like general status and stuff still. So like if we were to see him fight, right? Like one of the three great heavens still have someone like kind of like if we were to go with One Piece, like Roger, like he would have a Rayleigh or like someone that's the second top guy to kind of like handle things or whatever at least.
So what you asking?
So asking like let's say like this is like let's say like Rishonjo had like his own like his army is still there, like so these are people are still there, but he has like his second guy and say like he's a general level and they can be able to dish him out there to go and fight afterwards. Would he still be considered like an adversary to watch out for, or like considering time has passed,
Is Rishonjo dead though? The dude, the former three great heavens, isn't he dead?
Yeah, like they're both Rishojo and I think the other guy starts with a C, but the other guy I know they're both dead. It's only Renpa that's from the originals that are still alive. But like, because I just saw right now, like dog guys, but like Snake Helmet dude looks like fierce and he could be a second toe. He could. I don't know, man. Like if he's a general level, then yeah, I would say he's got to be a threat to watch out for. Even regardless, if he's under the three great heavens, like one of the three great heavens, he's got to be a force to be reckoned with too.
I just want to know what the fights are we gonna get, because you got Kane, you got Fute, you got Shun. They got to get some fights. Then you got Hoken, you got Riboku, you got so many people out there that Moten, he needs to get a fight. To be honest with you, the fight I'm most interested to see is Moten's fight out of anybody. I want him to have that Earl-Shi Ohan moment, because when Ohan fought Earl-Shi, everybody's respect for Ohan and Kingdom went like up like high. To see the way he battled and he lost at first, and then he came back and he figured out how to take Earl Shi down in battle. You got Earl Shi's whole backstory in the middle. You got Ohan's backstory. You know, it was pretty dope.
Yeah.
You know, Moten needs a moment like that, you know, because he's the only one that hasn't gotten a moment like that.
Exactly. I'll put it like this. Moten is still my favorite from the Monster Trio. Always going to hold it down. Like when I first met him, I never once, up until the Fire Dragons Away arc, gave a shit about Ohan. I hated his personality.
Yeah.
Came across up as a dick. Disrespecting Oki, man. He's like, oh, this guy's just Branch. Like, he's just a cousin. Like, you know, he ain't main family like me. I'm like, get the fuck out of here. Who are you, bro? And then it's like, but that Fire Dragon arc changed everything, man. Like, the fact that, like, we saw, like, how he, like, his relationship was with, like, Osen, how he wants to be on the level of the great generals of Quinn and stuff. And just, like, how he's like, if I give up right now, I can never, ever call myself a great general if I run away from this battle. I need to stay here till the very end. And how he, like, that fight was probably my favorite fight from the Fire Dragons Away. Like, it was one of the most bloodiest fights we've ever seen, like, one of those guys, like, be in. And, like, especially how Earl Shi went out, too, man. He just dodged him the last second and just, like, pierced him right through. Like, I love how it just goes little panels where it shows the thing, like, touching it, and then just the whole thing just, like, blows up out. It's like, shit. But it's, like,
Kingdom.
It was, dude. Like, it's my number 3. I think it's my number 3 fight behind probably, like, because I still say, like, to me, at least, like, Shin versus Rinko is still, like, my number 1 fight in Kingdom.
Yeah, a lot of people say Kame and Mobu.
I know. It's crazy because for a long time it was my favorite fight too, but I kind of look back on, like, the meaning and stuff of it all, and it's just like, this is the first fight Shin ever had that, like, now it's like a stepping stone to, like, where he's gonna be at, and, like, because it was like a heavyweight fight between Kame and Mobu, but it's just like, because it's like two guys who are, like, you know, agile, you know, they're fast and stuff, they can be able to hit and stuff, everything, and, like, I don't know, just the scenery of that fight too kind of helped it out. They're fighting in the rain, trying to, like, kill each other and stuff, and it's like, you know, especially, like, the meaning behind it too, where he's like, you know, he had Piao in the background and stuff, you know, like, he's like, I got people watching over me and stuff that are gonna help me, you know, even if they're dead and gone and stuff, and, like, I don't know, that fight's just too, like, meaning wise, it's so impactful, like.
And you didn't even, like, hate Rinko afterwards. Like, you actually, like, liked his character after the fight. You kind of for his.
I felt so bad when he had his backstory with, like, his sister and stuff. When, like, you know, the second I turn around, she was already, like being eaten by maggots. I'm just like, damn, man. Like, you know, it's like how he never became, like, warped in the mind and stuff. Like, it's remarkable, but, like, to see how, like, and you would know it too, like, in Rempa's face when he saw, like, him throw the sword back at him afterwards, right? He's like, here, I slayed one of your heavenly kings. And it could have been the other ones, but, like, you know, like, I wonder, depending on, like, how the feeling would be, but, like, the second he saw that and he remembered in his head, like, oh, like, you know, why haven't you changed swords yet? And it's like, oh, because it's the one you gave me. And how he lost his shit, and he's just like, you took out Rinko, and just came in and just, like, hit him up, like, oh man. But, like, but back on topic, but, like, but the stuff with Moten though, like, he has to take a great general's life. We've seen Ohan do it, we've seen Shin do it. He needs to take someone who's great general worthy. The only thing is, like, who else of that status and stuff I can take? Like, I'm not gonna lie, if Gakujo shows up and he does die by Moten's hand, hey, I'll take it. My boy, who I want to see up there as one of the 3 great generals of Quinn and stuff, he's got to take a life. That's gonna be meaningful.
You'd be so conflicted, but you'll get a W either way, kind of, because if Gakujo wins, you kind of get a W. If
Exactly.
Wins, you get a W.
Exactly. Yeah, I'll take a W either way, man. Don't matter.
Just like Gakujo showing up in a panel, you're gonna take a W. If Gakujo's in a panel, you know.
Yeah.
Man, I don't know, man. But I want to see Moten. I want to see him fight somebody that really can give him a run for his money. But it's just like you say, who is that gonna be? You know, because, you know, like, Fute can fight Shin because him and Fute got a little backstory. But you can see Kane fighting Shin because Kane and the whole Kane and Ten thing, that could be a factor. Like, Kayuka, I would like to see Kayuka and Kane fight. Actually, I think
that's what I was gonna say too. Yeah, like, I don't know. I think Kyokai could probably body Kane. Like, it's the whole thing of the speed stuff. I think, like, it's out of proportion. I think a little bit because if you remember back in the Kokyu Hills, like, Ryutu was able to match in speed. Like, he was able to keep up with whatever Kyokai was doing. And I'm thinking, like, you saw what happened to Ryutu, right? So it's like, again, it kind of helps me with my thing. Like, if Karin ever were to fight her, Is she able to match that speed? And we know she can kick a dude's head off. Like, Kyokai's going space. It don't matter. Like, but like, but there's also a thing I was gonna say too. Oh, so a theory I had as well. Like, I was gonna say for another video, but I might as well tell it here. But like, you remember back in the Kyokai arc, remember how we got that thing with I don't remember her name, but she was the one that was pretty much explained to Kyokai how like Yu Ren pretty much was like, you know, she was at one point she was in Wei, right, with the Wei King and stuff. She went crazy, and the Wei King pretty much exiled her. She was off in the mountains and stuff, and then she ended up making contact with the King of Zhao. This is with Tojo, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking, let's say there's an infiltration plan, right? They're gonna send like, you know, women or whatever to infiltrate the place. And they say like Karyoten, Kyokai, like just some of the women that are there. And say for example, like they're holding inside Gyou, like those same assassins that used to belong to the Yu tribe. They find out that Kyokai's in there after that their leader pretty much was killed. They don't like they'll find out over time. I think by now they probably know that Yuren's dead. Like, you know, how many years has passed pretty much since that battle? 2-3 years?
I thought Kai got killed everybody. Did she kill all of them?
No, but remember there were still some though, like that were like in the outskirts and stuff that would still find out.
Okay.
Right? They killed out the main core, but there were still members that were still laying around. Say those people end up finding out afterwards. Like they eventually they had to come across, find out like either like she's dead or the body's like there and stuff or whatever, right? And they end up finding that out. And Tozo, because he made that deal back then to keep the tribe and stuff under his rule and stuff, that he's gonna lock him up somewhere in Gyou or whatever, right? And the second that they find out about Kyokai, they're just gonna come in and try and ambush her.
Again?
Yeah. Like they all try and like jump her right after that moment.
Yeah, that is possible. It's for them to try to get some revenge, but I think Kaika would just fucking slaughter them though, because you see what she did to the main core that Yuren brought with her. So imagine what she's way stronger since then too. Oh
yeah, definitely. But the way I look at it is like, let's say there's gonna be a fight with like whatever, her and a general or whatever, and they use that as a ploy to kind of try and like jump after her or whatever, right? To kind of use as like a distraction to help out the other general that's fighting Kyokai afterwards, right? Because we know like whoever's gonna be fighting against Kyokai, that's gonna be a tough matchup regardless. Throw that into the mix, it's gonna make it tougher for Kyokai because now she's got to worry about the general, got to worry about the tribe and stuff. Like, I don't know. For me, like I would love to see that happen because one, it's a good way to kind of like bring them back without having kind of throw them away and then we're never gonna hear from them again. So like I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if we get them after. Because that little dialogue though, like that's what got to me. It's like, you know, she made contact with the kings of Wei and Zhao King, like the Zhao King before she passed away and stuff. And I'm thinking like, damn, like it would not surprise me if like Tojo still has them under his control and he can use them, throw them in there.
I wonder how the hell his crazy ass making all these connections.
Yeah.
I wonder how that shit actually happens. Like how he's ran and they just have a conversation.
Yeah, like he's got to have something crazy too, man. I can't see him just being some guy like chilling in the bathtub with kids and stuff. Like he's got to have some of his own crazy shit that we don't know about, but like it's gonna surprise the hell out of us somehow.
Like what?
Like he's got like depending like connections or like let's say he has his own like strategies and stuff that like Riboku doesn't know of that he just refuses to let anyone else know because like the fact that we know he doesn't trust Riboku at all with like anything that he has, it wouldn't surprise me. Like why like. I don't know, maybe he just doesn't trust him enough to be able to like handle his plot. Just because I guess like based on like their ideals and stuff and how it like conflicts and stuff. Like Tojo's all by himself, Riboku actually does care for the people. And I know some people say like, okay, maybe like he's a savage underneath, but like if he was, we would have known that already. You know, if we see it now, it's just kind of throwing out there, you know.
He might be jealous of Riboku. That could be a thing too.
Yeah.
And that's why he's always, you know, even though he recognizes his value, he always put them in hard positions because he's like jealous of them and he wants to be like, you know, that guy, you know, that, you know, he wants to be seen that way. Because it's another like in Black Clover, it kind of is like the same thing. It's like it's a king and it's a magic emperor and the magic emperor is pretty good, but the king is like an asshole and the king is jealous. And then there's a series on Netflix I'm watching called The Last Kingdom.
Oh yeah, I heard about that. Yeah.
Yeah, the king in that is pretty. I'm not spoiling, but the king in that is kind of jealous of another guy because they see his value. So it's just it could be just a jealousy and envy thing because you know you're not really worthy, but you feel like just because you're in this position, you should be getting looked at that way. But you know,
Mhm.
the way you carry yourself, no matter what you are, king or not, the way you carry yourself is gonna garner the respect you get from people around you. So
Definitely, yeah.
I don't. Tojo just needs to die though. That just needs to
Oh,
happen.
definitely. He has to be like, yeah, I can't. What kind of death would he get though? Like, it had to be like something worse than whatever Ruai got, pretty much. Back in,
I want Conky to get his hands on him. To be honest, it
uh,
probably won't happen, but I want Conky to go ahead and give him to the Saki clan.
oh, dude,
That's
if Kanki lives and we see that happen, dude, oh my god,
he deserves the Saki clan treatment. That's what he deserves. That torture.
yeah.
Once you get
As he's like,
Saki and little boy sucking on his toes, that was it for me.
yeah, oh my god, and I can already see too, man. If Kanki were to live, he could put those kids like to the spike and shit.
Yeah.
Like, fuck, man, I don't even want to know what Kanki would do because like he's got to have some crazy like art piece coming up for his like glorious museum in Quinn one day. If he ends up, because that's the thing, dude. If he lives after this arc, which I'm 50-50 on, but I'm leaning more towards he might die. But
Yeah.
like, if he were to live, bro, I don't know, like how Say's gonna feel about this entire thing. Because like, again, he wants to try and subjugate the people to live under him, right? So that they under the same ruling, you know, with the law and stuff. But like, you see something like whatever Kanki does, like the whole thing at the Kukyo Hills, and they go and see like a house. Like they see he built a house on their bodies and shit. It's like, yo, how can I mess with Say, right? And live under him when he got some nut job out here making houses out of people and shit. Like,
Everybody already feared Conky like the people all across the state because they know what he does. So it's gonna be kind of hard to unify China when you got a guy like Conky, who everybody in the states, the people of all the states fear because of what he's known to do. If you're, and then if he becomes a great general or if they reestablish this, I wonder when they're gonna do that though. When are they gonna officially reinstate the six great generals of Queen? I wonder when that's gonna happen. Is it gonna be after this arc? When Osen, because right now they got two great generals, and if Osen and then your Tama is like she has a rank equivalent of a great general, even though it's not officially titled it. But so you basically got three great generals already, and then once Osen and Conky come back alive from this war with victory, then you'll have five right there. You have basically essentially five great generals already of Quinn. So, and I don't know. And then would they like pull some shit where Heki become? I can see Heki to me is like Buggy. I can see him becoming a great general, just like basically off of him just being a ploy or a plot device, and him becoming a great general, even though he's not really deserving it, but he becomes a great general just because. I can see that happening.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Like, I wouldn't mind seeing Heki there and stuff, but like, because my thing, I keep going back on my list. It's like I have Mobu, I have To, I have Ohan, I have Shin, I have Moten, and then my number 6, I keep saying it's either gonna be Kyokai or Otanwa. And I don't say Osen because I think like he'll get some kind of other rank if he's not gonna betray Quinn whatsoever. Like he might be like a king his own way, but like Say will always be above him. Like because eventually he'll be like the emperor, like he'll be like the ruler of China. So like he doesn't need the moniker of king. I have something higher than that. But like I don't know. I would like Heki. I wouldn't mind seeing if Conky were to somehow live. I wouldn't mind seeing maybe like one of the other young upstarts and stuff. Eventually, like after like all like the conquering of like the other territories and like the states and stuff, like he works his way up to that level. Like because I don't know, that 6 spot's so tough to figure out like who would take it. Because I don't know, because Kyokai, I feel like, like she could take that role, but like I don't know if like that's what she really 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 wants.
She said that's what she wants. She said she wants to. She's doing everything for her sister. She think her sister would strive to be the best. So if she's gonna be a general, she wants to be like the pinnacle of that, and that's a great general. So she already said that's what she wants to be, a great general of the heavens like Shin. So she already stated that's what she wants to do, and that sounds more believable than what Shin wants to do. So than Shin doing it. So I can see. Is it going to be like an original Quinn 6, and then some of them are going to die, and then we're going to get them replaced by like Shin, Ohan, and Moten. So like maybe we'll get a Quinn 6, but that's not going to be the final version by the end of the series. You know what I'm saying?
It could be plausible. Yeah, like I wouldn't be surprised if like just to throw one out there, we can have, let's say for example, Mobu, To, Osen, Conky should they live, Conky should live. So those 4, Tanwa, and then they go Heki. Just because like Heki's like the closest thing we have, like that's general status that can go there. Then we can have something like that. and say, for example, like Conky were to die, Yotama gets ousted or she dies somehow, whatever, right? And Heki, let's say he just volunteers, like he wants out, like he doesn't want that responsibility. You have those 3 spots open, it would have to go to the monster trio right there and then.
I think Heki gonna die eventually though, because I can see Heki dying and him and Shin having a moment. It seems like it is set up perfectly for that to happen. Like Heki dies for some heroic type reason, and Shin got to avenge him, or maybe he just get back. I don't know, but I can see Heki is definitely dying in Kingdom. I don't know. It could be. I don't really think it's gonna be this arc. It could be, but I could see Heki dying pretty soon, if not by the end of the series. But I could also see him just surviving all the way to the end and living too. So I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Also, I was gonna say, because Dog I just put right here. Don't forget that Toe's lackeys are also generals as well. Don't worry, I'm not gonna forget that as well. I think it's just the fact that okay, we need to see like a little bit more exposition. Like let's say like we get another arc with Toe and stuff, right? Where they kind of like just to add more into it, because I feel like for us we can connect way more with Heki than we can say with Toe's like generals and stuff, right? Like I feel like if we were to get more connections and stuff, like kind of how like Heki kind of bonded with them, like even not really like the bond like Heki has with them, because his personality is just like way different and stuff compared to those guys. But like if he has like more of a connection with Shin, like talking, whatever, and understanding ideals and stuff, then like it kind of helps us out. I would say like okay, like maybe he could be like a candidate. One of those guys can be a candidate afterwards for a great general. But like, because that's the thing too, because when I think of like general, the only guys that come to mind are like Toe's guys, the guys from Osen's army and stuff. Closest one I think too was the girl. I've heard her name in Conky's army, but she's like a 5,000 man commander.
Yeah,
right. She's close to general level too,
and she's pretty good. She's pretty good in battle. And you got Marin, he's good. I mean, you got people
Marlon.
Yeah, I think about it. Shin and them, but let's say die. Shin and Ohan and Moten are not the only ones who can become generals after this war. You're right about that. We got other people in other armies who are right on the cusp too. They're older. Shin and them are just younger, so I guess we look at them different because Kayuko and all of them, they're kind of like up in age with Conky and them, and they're just same level as Shin and them. So, but I don't know. What is Moten? Ain't he like a 3,000 man commander right now? Like,
I think he is right now, unless they change his rank afterwards or something. But I feel like I think he might be 3,000, but they could surprise us and be like, oh yeah, he's 5,000 right now. It just hasn't been said, but like, I don't know. I really do feel like after this arc, those 3 have to become general level at the very least to kind of get the plan going in motion. But then it's like, again, like I keep saying with Kuyoku, if he ends up becoming a great general, it's like, goddamn, like my generation, like this guy just moved up to some next level, like,
Yeah.
I think it says here, pretty sure Moten's confirmed to be 5,000. Okay, so yes, if he is 5,000, Ohan I believe is 5,000 as well. Like he was supposed to be general in the Fire Dragons Away arc, but they stopped him right away. Like that, I don't know, man. Like I think it's gonna be pretty much sure that like all 3 of them are gonna have to be general level, unless let's see, for example, like again, Shin takes Hoken and Riboku, but does something crazy. Like he goes against like Osen or whatever, and then like they make up some bullshit, and like he could have been even higher than general. It could have been the great general, but because he did this, he's gonna stay at general.
Yeah,
he could have shot for the heavens literally, and like something stopped them afterwards. Like I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think they'll give him this because that's just too big of a jump to go straight from 5,000 man commander to great general. I mean, he would literally be a god if he did that. Like he had to do something godly. He'd have to show intellect. Like he would basically have to be the. I think Shin is going to be the reason that the war wins in the end, but still, that's not going to be enough to go to great general because Osen has done so much to get to the position where he can lead the campaign. And if the campaign is successful, he'll be a great general. So I just don't think Shin, he hasn't done as much as Osen has in his whole career for him to be able to jump from 5,000 commander to great general in one battle. I mean, in one war.
I'm trying to see here. Corpop says Moten is a 5,000 commander. It's confirmed. Yeah. Okay, so that's right. So Moten's 5,000 commander. Kyokai is 3,000 man commander.
Where's it at? Where's that confirmed at?
I don't know if it's in the data book or the wiki, but I think it is probably confirmed. I have to go back look in the manga too. I think it is confirmed that he's 5,000. I just can't remember like an actual like little thing because like that's the thing with Kingdom, man. You gotta really pay attention to like little bubbles or whatever because like sometimes like there's information. Like I remember like what the alliance with Yan and stuff, right? Like, because a lot of people were wondering, like, well, the hell, like, where the hell is this like alliance with Yan come out of nowhere? And I'm looking back at the chapter with like, like Saitaku's passing, like how they explain, like, oh yeah, we're trying to get this relationship going, you know, at the end before Saitaku passed, and we have this alliance with Yan. I'm thinking like, yeah, it's right there. It's like little details you gotta like kind of pay attention to. But yeah, it says here it's in the Kingdom Wiki apparently.
Oh, okay. Well, good. If he's a 5,000 man commander, then he's definitely gonna. Well, I feel like he's gonna be a general anyway. They were just gonna figure out a way to do it. But if he's a 5,000 man commander, then he's good. All he needs is a great fight, and he needs to kill somebody and have a pivotal moment that helps the war overall. And he's gonna be general. All Queen got to do is win, and everybody gonna get promoted pretty much.
Oh yeah, definitely. Oh, I just saw that on the chat too from before. So like, I'm trying to remember. I think the guy's name Seikaun. I think it is. He's one of the 10 bulls of China for like Zhao. You think he's gonna probably show up in this arc, maybe inside Gyou?
Who?
Yeah, the guy that's on the 10 bulls of China for Zhao. You remember like when they explained with Jin and Tan? Remember how they said like these are the other members and stuff of the 10 bulls of China? They're explaining there's that number one guy that's in Wei who's like retired or something, and then they have like those other guys. I think it was one from I gotta look back, but I remember it was one from Zhao, I think one from Chu and stuff. And they're saying like how they can hit like 9 out of 10 targets and stuff. And there's this. Let me see if I can remember. But yeah, like they said, like the other two members and stuff that to watch out for with these guys, and one of those guys was from Zhao. So like imagine like we end up going to Gyou and like he has like his own like archer unit and stuff that are like some elites and stuff, and like they start like showering down like fire arrows and stuff on people, you know, start burning them alive and whatever, like because we can start seeing some new techniques soon from like the archers, because I feel like their class is going to start getting recognition from this arc onwards.
Jin and Tan?
Yeah, I think so, man. Like Tan, I don't know. He needs to get his game up, bro. Like after what happened at Retsubi, like I don't know, because some people feel like he might end up dying this arc, you know. And Jin, like, you know, is gonna be like kind of on his own, kind of like, you know, holding down like the dream and stuff for like the both of them. But like, I don't know. I want to see the both of them together, but like I don't know. I feel like one of them's gonna go out.
Yeah, some people think Jin is gonna die, and that's gonna make Tan man up.
I don't know how I feel about that, dude, because I love Jin way too much.
Yeah, I like Jin. Yeah, I'm just saying that's how people think. I really want both of them to be, so we can have just two outstanding archers in the Hashin unit, because they are freaking incredible. We need archers. If they have two of them, that's just two great 10 bulls of China level on the Hashin unit. That'll be dope. And then we're about to become an army too, so they can have like an archer division in the army. You know, they'd be the leaders of it. That'll be dope.
Yeah, definitely. I'm trying to see what else is there else in the chat. Other stuff people talking about. Sekun. So the guy who's swimming in bodyguards out of paranoia. Yeah, Tojo needs to be put to death, man. That's all I gotta say on him. I can see Tojo as Zeno's girlfriend travels with the Kanki army. Goddamn, Corp Hop. That's very disrespectful.
Who is girlfriend?
Yeah, you saying like Tojo is like as Zeno's girlfriend travels around with the Kanki army.
Oh, shit!
Yo, that would be so funny. Yo, can you imagine you just like chilling behind a horse or something behind Zeno, or like he just taking turns with the Saki clan and shit? Like,
so where do you think Osen is going?
I think I'm trying to. I got to look back at the map, but I'm pretty sure there's like mountain areas as well near between like both where Gyou and Kantan is. The only thing is that damn circlement thing should block Osen, unless like the only crazy thing I could think of is unless he has somebody inside Zhao working like under Quinn to kind of like, you know, like kind of like a spy or some shit that kind of like will help him out, whatever, like, you know, sneak them in or something or feed them information, and that's how they're gonna like, you know, progress afterwards. But like, if Olsen goes in there, the encirclement's gonna move over to him, like to try and take him out. But like, I don't know, bro. Like, it's like if he goes to Kantan, okay, but like, you know, what's he gonna do there? He's not gonna go and try and take out everyone at Kantan, especially if all those guys, like Hoken and all those guys, are actually chilling near Kantan. Like, how do you go and beat like guys that are like two members of the Three Great Heavens? You got a great general possibly in there. You got a whole bunch of generals up in there too. I don't know.
Isn't Gyou surrounded right now by the Quinn army?
Yeah, they're surrounded right now, but they're surrounded also by the encirclement too.
Yeah, but I'm saying like, what part of the Quinn army is surrounding Gyou? Is it Kanki's army, Osen's army, You know what I'm saying? Like, what exactly are the armies? Because is Ocean leaving with just a select group of his army, or is he leaving with his entire army?
I think he might be. I don't know. I think he might be leaving with his army because I can't see him going on his own.
Well, I
Because
mean,
that's
is he gonna do something like what he did with Gyou? Where he didn't take his entire army. He just took like
like
so the elites of his army and left the rest of them behind. Is he gonna do
oh
something
yeah.
like that?
Mm-hmm.
Entire army with him and leaving Gyou. That's what that
Oh
was a
definitely I can see that happening because Conky's gonna need more people and stuff to kind of help him out at Gyou because I can't see him just with 50,000 people, especially with the moats and stuff that's go over there. Like it's gonna like how do you go and bombard it? You know, the entire place. I mean, the craziest thing we could see, I don't know if we've seen it yet in Kingdom, but like catapults.
Yeah, I don't think we've seen that. Yeah, we haven't seen no catapults.
Like imagine like because I was thinking too, let's say Shoei-kun figures out the plan, like they have some other mechanisms and stuff that they're preparing. They bring over a catapult and they have like they're gonna start getting like boulders and shit and they just start hitting up Gyou to break like the walls and stuff. So that way like it opens like the because like rocks and stuff are hitting the water and stuff and it opens like a way for like the soldiers to come through and start bombarding. But at the same time, it's just like I don't know, like how they gonna like let's say they kill the people, right, inside Gyou and they're fine. All the provisions and stuff are gonna belong to the army. You know, like how do you take out Gyou afterwards? Unless you have like Yotama and them come through, they scale over Gyou afterwards and they try and take over from the inside. But like I can't see them pulling that off twice in a row.
Well, I think Gyou is gonna collapse from the inside. I think they're gonna run out of food. They're gonna have internal quarrels go, and then I think the people are going to be the ones to open up the gates and let Quinn in, because Ocean has already set the people inside Gyou to be the weapon, because he's not expecting that. He already knows that they can't attack Gyou and take it down. That's why he's done this whole roundabout plan to take it down. So he's not expecting for Conky and them to take, they're not sieging the walls. They're not planning on doing anything but just standing in front of Gyou and being, basically a intimidation factor. So with the people of Gyou running low on food, it's crowded spaces. They know Conky is outside. All them factors coming into play. They know that Ocean has treated them kindly. And what if Ocean tells Conky, something to say like, we'll treat you guys okay if you just, they might decide to overthrow, the people of Gyou may decide to overthrow Gyou and let the people of Quinn in. I can see that happen. It's just that what is Ocean going to do next to ensure that happens and keeps Riboku on the back foot? That's what I'm really curious about. And I want a chapter next week. We got to wait all the way to freaking end of May to get another chapter.
That's what I mean, yo. Like, I really hope we get it next Sunday because I'll be so disappointed. Well, actually, because I have the Monday off because of Victoria Day. So regardless, Sunday or Monday, it's good for me. But like, I really do want it on the Sunday regardless because like it just makes things so much easier. But
I feel like I really want us to do a group reaction. It is just so hard to get everybody on the same, because I know Usef got exams for like the next 3 weeks, and then OV, I don't know what's up with OV. It's hard to get everybody. Then Kingdom comes out like it can come out on Sunday or Monday or a Tuesday. We don't know when it come out, so it's hard to get. You have to get everybody to like, okay, we're gonna do it whatever day it come out. We're gonna all do it at this time, and nobody can read the chapter. But I feel like it would be so dope if we all just did one chapter of Kingdom where we just all did a group live reaction. Everybody reads a page, take turns reading the page to the end. It would be so
definitely.
You can have like a mini discussion after we finish reading. That should be dope.
It would be exactly like it would have to be crazy chapter 2. Like let's say like they conquered Gyou or like they're on the way to Katan, like they show up and roll up in there, or like the Hulking trap car comes through.
Yeah, I don't know. I think next chapter is gonna be pretty crazy. That's why I think, but it's hard to get everybody on the same page. But
yeah, exactly.
It'll be dope. It'll be crazy because your reactions are crazy. Everybody's reactions will be crazy to me. Cause you're getting out your chair like 3 or 4 times during your live reactions. Like,
son, listen, if Gakusho comes through, I'm telling you, this chair is going out the window here, man. I don't care. It's happening. Dude, it's Kingdom, man. It's like, like the worst part is when you have like people over and stuff, like you don't want to be going crazy. Trust me, I could go crazier enough. I gotta contain myself, man, because you got neighbors and shit around. Like, you don't want to be causing disturbances in the area, bro. Or like they would be saying like a warrant for my arrest.
Yeah. You don't want nothing like that happen, but man, Kingdom.
I was like, yo, my boy just came through. He's coming in the clutch. Like, of course I'll be wilding out. Like,
you don't want to break your laptop or nothing like that either. Get into it.
Oh yeah, definitely, man. I mean, I would punch a screen, like my screen right through. Let's say, like for example, like Gakushou doesn't show up in this arc. Like I get trolled like crazy, and he's like, "Oh yeah, he's dead." You still want to mention it now? I'll be so pissed.
Yeah. I don't know, man. This arc is just sitting there. Everybody think it's gonna be better than the Coalition arc. It's just, it's been pretty good so far. Pretty exciting, but we still haven't got to like the crazy parts yet. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, I think we're at the midway point. I think of this arc. If we're in Gyou right now, we're gonna be at the midway.
Yeah, it's 20. We're officially 20 chapters in after the last chapter. We're 20 chapters start. So we midway. That's 40 chapters.
Yeah, that's true.
So
I mean, like, I can't see us being 100, but I could definitely see, like, because Kukyo Hills was, like, how long? Just, like, 40 plus chapters, right?
I think it was 66. Exactly.
66 at least, right? Yeah. Okay. So maybe, I don't know, in total, we could see it being, like, it's a state being taken out. So, like, it should have some more meaning to it, right? But, like, I don't know. Like 50, 60, like, maybe even 70 at best. Like, I don't know.
20 chapters in, we haven't had any big fights other than, like, Retsubi. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I feel like here with this, like when they're going to Gyou, they have to start like with these fights soon.
Yeah. But it's crazy how hyped this arc has been, and we haven't even had no big fights yet. Like it's just been on a strictly strategical type level. It has been keeping us enthralled in each chapter. It's crazy.
Definitely, man. Let's see if anyone on the chat. Imagine 2 great generals and 2 10 bows in the Hishin unit. That'd be crazy. Like like Shin, Kyokai as great generals. And then seeing like Jin and Tan as like one of the 3 10 bulls of China. Like you have such like high moniker people and stuff inside that unit. It's like it's a force to reckon with, Like shit.
You need to join that kingdom. You know that kingdom Discord Usef started.
Oh yeah. I still gotta join up on that.
Yeah, it's pretty. It's pretty dope. He got like different ranks, generals and great generals, and it's pretty cool. But yeah.
Just see how Kanto and the rookies got to step up and have their moment. Yeah, Kanto I think is gonna have some kind of moment that's not gonna be too crazy. You remember the rookies and stuff that like it was the one guy like he was like bitching and shit back at the training camp and stuff. Remember with my homeboy with the eye patch? It's been a minute.
But, you talking about the new Hashi unit rookies?
Yeah. Remember he saw his boy die afterwards, and then like he was gonna try and put himself to like to death too, like trying to kill the other guy, and then they stopped him after like. I feel like he's gonna have a similar moment, I think, to like Shin back in the second arc, the first ever campaign. I don't think he takes down like a general or anything, but he's gonna take down like maybe like 1,000-man commander or something, right? To kind of like build himself up. Like eventually, like I'm gonna be like on another tier, as time progresses. This is the first step of that happening.
I like how Haru actually spent time on him too. Showing how they first night. It was kind of like reminded you of how Shin and them was when they first. I like how he spent time and did that because a lot of other authors they might have just skipped that and just made the guys power up or something without actually spending time on them. But I like when authors spend time on the side characters even just a little bit because it makes more sense when they come into play later because we actually spent time. It showed you a little, even if it's a couple panels or just one chapter. It's nice when they actually do that.
Yeah, definitely. I was gonna say. So for our predictions and stuff, we'll probably wrap it up soon. But like our predictions, I think we can kind of almost agree. Unite Tojo and Riboku will finally have that conversation between the two of them because I can't see them going straight into battle with Gyou right away. I think they still got to get some stuff tied up, with the both of them before we kind of get into this actual battle.
Yep, I think that meeting is basically it's gonna either be next chapter or the chapter afterwards. But I'd probably say it'll be next chapter.
Yeah,
because he's on his way. He just got interrupted, so I think it's gonna be the next couple of chapters. They're gonna have that meeting.
Yeah, definitely. Like, I feel like would you be surprised if we end up getting like some flashback stuff as well? Like, say Riboku's about to walk in and he remembers like conversations he's had with them or how he treated, like he was treated by Tojo, and as he walks into the door, then like the conversation begins.
Like a flashback of previous conversations.
Yeah, think back look with Say, like when he went to go meet his mom the first time after like 7 years. And now he remember like the times like how like she used to beat him and stuff and everything, and then like before they get through the door, like after they get into the door, they meet each other afterwards and have that conversation. Like imagine like we have something similar to that where like Riboku's like remembering like the halls and stuff, and kind of remembers how Tojo treated him during his time, and then it's like okay, I walk into the door, and then they start talking afterwards.
If that happens, that'll be really crazy. That'll mean Tojo might really be about to get killed by Riboku right then, because he'll start getting all that anger built right back up, and then if Tojo starts acting like a dick, and after he's already bring up all them old memories, that could be it for him. I hope so.
Yeah, because I'm thinking too, because like let's say like Shibasho is like related to Riboku, let's say they're brothers or whatever, right? What if the example of the reason why Shibasho is sent off to the eastern part of Zhao is because Tojo sent him there? Because let's say there's like conflict or whatever, like he didn't like the two brothers, or like he wanted to mess around with Riboku or whatever, right? So he exiled him over to like the eastern part to kind of screw around with them, and then just like to kind of force like Riboku like his hand or something. Because I feel there have to be some kind of weird conflict between the two for like Tojo to show like the personality he has right now. If he doesn't really care for the dude, you want to do something that kind of messes around with Riboku as much, and you kind of exiling your brother. It kind of also plays into a Shibasho. He doesn't care about Zhao. He only cares about Seika and stuff because of what the king treated him. It could be again like there's no way that you have that stubble, the hair, the color, and everything kind of similar to like Riboku. Like there has to be some kind of similarity between the two.
Oh yeah, I think they definitely related, whether they have brothers or not. I think they definitely. It's because the way he even teased them, you know what I'm saying? It kind of, not showing his eyes in particular, but showing his, his stubble, like you said. So I definitely think they got some relation there. It's interesting. I mean, it's just so much they can talk about in this chapter, in this arc. It's just like how they gonna do it, how much they're gonna go into, what are they gonna leave out. It's just, so much is unknown, and it just chapter by chapter we get a little bit more revealed and a little bit more light onto what could possibly happen. So
definitely
that's why I just it's a break, but it's needed. I'd rather them take a break now, and so we can get like 5 more weeks straight of Kingdom.
Exactly. Yeah. Like I feel like recently too, Haru's been taking more breaks and stuff, because I remember back in like 2015, even though like the chapters were like translation wise, it took a while to get, but at least we knew like he was putting in work every single week. Like it was tough, like ever seeing him like ever taking a break or anything for a consistent amount of time. But like now you kind of notice like he's trying to take his time, like his breaks, trying to get the rest that he needs and stuff. Like I don't know. I also think it too. Say Kingdom ever gets like a like an English release or whatever, right? What if they go with the Chinese names for the official release? I don't know how I feel about that.
Yeah, because how it was in the first like 10 or 20 chapters, and then they just switched the names, and like, yeah, that was kind of confusing. But I kind of like the names that they are now, because those were kind of harder to say back then. Like when I was reading it was kind of harder to read. I like the new transitions better. But I'd rather get an anime than anything, than English volumes. I want an anime because I can just download all the chapters if I wanted to online.
Yeah.
I want an anime.
I buy the volumes for Kingdom and stuff. I have the first volume and volume 44, and I got to pick up 46 because it has that beautiful cover of Shin with the glaive and everything.
Mm-hmm.
There's no way I can never not buy that volume. Yeah.
So you just got them like for the collectibles?
Oh yeah, collectibles. Yeah, of course, man. Because for Kingdom, bro, like when you want to support something that good, and especially like when you find out like Kingdom was like the number 3 like best-selling manga in like Japan, right? Over Tokyo, like things like Attack on Titan, Tokyo Ghoul, and stuff. Like you would think like when you buy those volumes, you think shit, I played a part in like helping this manga become something big. Like.
Yeah, you by showing support, actually spending money on it.
On the volumes and stuff, yeah. Oh man, I don't know. I kill for anime for Kingdom if we get like a remake or something, which like still kind of boggles me that like it's not as popular like right now in Japan. Like even though like it's a number 3 best-selling manga, but like people aren't like talking, and like you go to like shops and shit, like you don't find like we would with One Piece or Naruto, you would go in there and you would have merchandise all the time, where like Kingdom is so sparse and stuff. Like
oh yeah, I mean it's big over there in Japan, but it ain't got nothing in over here really.
Yeah, there's like nothing. Like it's crazy, man. But like I feel like over the next year or so, it has to like the popularity is gonna start blooming. I think like an anime release could probably be the thing that's like the catalyst that kind of like raises it up afterwards.
And it should get one. I mean, it was the third highest selling manga in Japan last year, so
yeah,
it should get one. I mean, and that's with no anime.
Yeah, it's crazy because like if I remember closely too, because only One Piece beat it, and in Assassination Classroom ended in March that year.
Mm-hmm.
So how let's say like, you know, in the last year, Assassin's Classroom, right? Kingdom would have been the number 2 probably.
Yep. Probably
So
gonna
it's
be
like it's crazy to think of like, you know, like
but it's crazy how One Piece is so like they not like nobody's even close. Like One Piece has doubled the number 2 sales. Like you know, it's like nobody is gonna take One Piece anytime soon. It's like it's not even close. It's like you know number 2 and number 1 are like countries apart.
Definitely. Oh man. Any final thoughts you want to say about the chapter? Because I'm probably gonna wrap it up here then.
Man, just that Conky and Osen conversation was so hype. I'm glad we got it. I can't wait for next chapter. And appreciate for having me on the stream, bro. I'm so glad to be here. I always love talk Kingdom anytime. And if you guys haven't, check out this new series called Kimetsu no Yaiba. It's pretty good. I'm gonna start covering on my channel.
I need to get into that. Yeah, I've been trying to look for chapters for Yaiba, man. I'm like, because I hear about it too, and like I just never find like where to go and read it.
I'm reading on Kids Manga. It's 60 chapters in. I'm on chapter 20 or something.
Okay.
But yeah, it's decent. You know, it's always good to have a swordsman type manga. You know, in shonen. So it's like, you know, it's kind of like it's not like Shaman King, but it kind of reminds you of like having like a swordsman type manga. So it's pretty good.
Yeah.
But that's all I got. Just thanks for having me, bro. It was nice, enjoy. I love to talk Kingdom. It was one of the best chapters of this arc. It was pretty good. And
definitely, man.
Hosting hype is real.
Shit, like hopefully I'm gonna do this in like in the afternoon or something instead. You know, just trying to get more people involved. But like, hey, man, I always appreciate the 12 people that we're watching right now, man. Like, appreciate you guys coming through. I was looking at one more time in the chat. So if only Madhouse makes Kingdom anime my dream will come true, definitely Madhouse has to be the one to pick it up. And you guys think that when Fairy Tail is over, Manga Stream will pick up Kingdom? I think it has to pick it up regardless if Fairy Tail is ending or not.
Yeah,
like, you know, like because it's like. Because I remember I heard from the Whispers in the Wind that they had a same series that they were going to want to pick up. And to me, I think that same series has to be Kingdom. Like, what else on the market right now that you can, like, that has value right now that they can go and pick up? And nothing comes to mind besides Kingdom.
Yep. I mean, it's possible a seinen series that we haven't just heard of that maybe Manga Stream has, but I think it would be Kingdom, too, because Kingdom is, like, the most popular seinen series there is.
Yeah.
So...
yeah, regardless, it's got to be picked up, man. Like, because that's the thing that gets me, yo. Tokyo Ghoul comes out on Saturdays, the translations. If Manga Stream gets it, or hey, we could be getting Kingdom on Saturdays, which is even better, or at least guarantee Sundays. So, like, my God, if that happens, so holy crap.
Consistently have a consistent set date for Kingdom?
Exactly. That's what I'm talking about, bro. Because, like, Tokyo Ghoul for a long time, like now, like recently too, it's consistent Saturdays. Before it used to come out, it would come out Saturday. It would still come out Saturdays, but like a little bit later. But now it comes out like Friday night, Saturday morning, and stuff, which is like good. And like if Kingdom could come out in the afternoon and stuff, it'd be great.
Yeah, I love that. You know, have a consistent. Even though Manga Stream be killing you with the ads and whatever they be, you know, they'll come chapters.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, man, we're gonna wrap it up here. So. Appreciate you guys coming through for the stream today. Of course, Dustin, thank you for coming through. Hopefully, we can do another one of these for next week. If the chapter does come out on Sunday, Senscans, Turner Farmers, please, if you're watching this, please make sure the chapter comes out on Sunday. If not, Monday, we get it popping regardless. But if you guys enjoy this stream, of course, like the stream, subscribe to the channel if you're new here. Of course, I'll have Dustin's channel down in the description below. If you aren't subscribed to him already, go subscribe to the homie. Man brings the fire. I say Maloza brings the fire, but yo, Dustin brings the fire as well, man. When it comes to the guys at Kingdom talking about with the manga and stuff, I always love talking the manga with you, bro. So anytime you ever want to come up on here and just talk about the greatness, bro, you're always welcome.
Yeah, for sure. And you almost hit 200 subs too. You just a few away, so you got a celebration stream coming up.
I know, man. Listen, hey, if we get to 200 during the week, I'll just do like a random 1 hour stream, just talk more Kingdom. There's like anything in general.
You know, One Piece, all that. We can get into
all that, man. Like Neverlands, yo, like Academia. I don't mind like anything for an hour, like
for sure. All right, bro. Appreciate it.
Yeah, man. Definitely. It's crazy, man. But definitely, guys, if you enjoy, like I said before, like the video if you enjoy. Subscribe to the channel if you're new here. You can participate today, of course, in the chat. You want to leave your thoughts down in the comment section below for the chapter, your rating, all the good stuff. And until next time, guys, we'll catch you guys next week for more Kingdom greatness. So. Commodore Laz signing out. Thank you so much for watching. Take care.